Like, can you imagine doing day 80 before day 79?
Yeah, that feels amazing.
First time through.
Yeah, it's weird that we're doing that on Friday though, because that to me is almost like the completer.
Yeah. It's three workouts like back to back to back. Like it's
it's called death in a workout. Hi, welcome to death. It's like max 30 times 30, really, actually. Well, not 30 times 2.
I'm so.
Well, I'd be down. We could, if you guys want to talk about times, we could ask the group, be like, hey, we're gonna try to do a live version of of this, the Friday workout. What time works for anybody? I mean, it's not the worst. It'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do it with y'all.
Well, we should talk more about that. It's only Tuesday, but Friday's coming quite quickly.
Real quick.
Okay, well, I've already pressed record because, that's what I do. Emily, are you still pregnant?
There is so much baby in there. I just can't even. But from there, like from that shot, you don't even look pregnant. That's pretty incredible. And there's 2 of them, you guys. 2 in there. Incredible. Emily's done with, she's officially on maternity leave.
Oh, good.
Which must feel amazing.
You're muted. When are you having these babies?
You're muted.
I can, if you want. I can unmute you so you don't have, yeah.
Okay. Palomar Hospital in Escondido.
No, I said when.
Oh, when?
I mean, that's good to know too.
Can't keep it straight. I hopefully any time now. They'll induce me the first week of March if I don't go into labor.
Are you feeling anything?
Mildly, but
not crazy.
Super crazy now.
Hmm.
So
it seriously looks like you just have something under your shirt. It's pretty wild, especially from this angle you have us at.
I always wanted a belly like this.
Me too. I'm just super jealous because I never did that. I was like,
don't be jealous. The amount of people that have touched my belly in the past 48 hours that are strangers has been astronomical.
And you need that. You're supposed to wear the sign. Don't touch this.
Don't touch me. Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
You look great. Okay, so we want to celebrate a couple people. I know. You're so sweet. I know. We wanted to celebrate Cassie Ann for hitting Emerald in her first week of being a coach.
Yay!
And we wanted to celebrate Kelsey for hitting Success Club 10 in her first month as a coach, which is always exciting. Oh gosh. More. And so well done, gals. You are on your way to a free summit ticket. And for those that are pushing, because I know there's lots of new coaches, and they did the, what's it called?
The repeat success starters.
So you have extra time or extra, you get to do it again. Oh my gosh, sorry, he got loud out of literally starting today. But you can still push and you still have 10 days in the month. So say hi. So well done.
I have a quick question before we launch into what we want to talk about. I'm putting all of you on the spot. So here we go. Who is using, drum roll please, this lovely thing? So what's funny is everybody using it. What's funny is how often Beachbody is pointing us to this. How many coaches are they putting on the National Wake Up Call, talking about using this, and having people in the Beachbody Champions page go through it and show how they do it, very successful coaches. So there's something to it. And I always say that I love that Beachbody Corporate works really hard to try to get in our hands and in our minds what works well for people who are building big so that we can duplicate that. So there's something to that, you guys. So I just want to encourage you at the beginning of February, Kim posted in the team page, like, hey, let's all check in our trackers. And literally 2 days ago, she's like, we said we're going to do this. And we didn't, nobody was doing it. So I'm saying it out loud for accountability, just as much for myself. Like, let's do that, because there is something to that tracker, like making sure you're doing those things. If there were science behind it, like Beachbody science behind it, that's the science behind it. That's what I feel. So I just want to encourage you guys to do that. And the other thing that's helping me in my frazzled mama for trying to run a business life is knowing that at the end of the day, I've checked all of those boxes, makes me feel good. Then I don't have that overreaching feeling of always more I could be doing, because I go, nope, I did all of my checklists today. I know that those are all business building activities, and I'm going to leave the rest alone and not have that constant feeling, because in a business like this, you can get in that habit and there's just no need. So just a little plug to find that post. And it was a little bit buried because none of us were posting on it. So I went in the team page, use the search feature, you guys. If you're looking for the Spring Fling group and you want to know what's going on, search Spring Fling in the team page and all of the Spring Fling stuff will pop up. If you want to find the Success Club tracker, search Success Club tracker and Kim's post will pop up so that you can post under it for the day, your picture of your tracker.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
Trackers.
What's that?
So yay, do the tracker.
Do the tracker. And Kim, I'm sorry. I have one more quick thing that I did not tell you I was going to talk about, but I feel like I flooded the team page a little bit today. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow to post this little video, but, you may or may not know what Premier and Elite and Leadership Ladder are. I'm just going to drop all of those words, let those sit on you for a second. I'll post a very short video tomorrow that explains what that is. Leadership Ladder no longer exists, so don't worry about that. They basically combined the two programs, and I watched a video on it today that was from November, a little bit behind the times, that lays it all out. And what I love is that for some people, Elite used to seem like, I'm just trying to, get to Emerald. I can't even think about Elite. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even going to try to understand it. Well, the way that they've revamped the program, they have more of like stepping stones to it, and I really like it. And they also have this other thing I printed out that is a checklist and steps to build towards Elite. And at every step, once you check everything off, they send you a little trophy. How cool is that? And if you reach Elite, then your trophy stacks on top of it itself on all these levels, and you have this big Elite trophy, and at the end of the year, you're Elite. This will all make more sense when you watch that video tomorrow, but I wanted to encourage you guys to watch the video. If you are in this to build a business, this is another piece of the puzzle that really brings together why Success Club, why sign coaches to your team, why help your coaches be successful in this, why Emerald, why Diamond, and how does all of that work with the compensation plan so that you're actually earning an income. I really love how they pulled all the components together to drive your income forward with volume and rank and Success Club and helping your team. It all fits really well together. And the kicker was at the end, they said, you know what? This all fits really well together with the Success Club tracker. So I was like, okay, there's something to this. So I will post that video tomorrow. Your homework is to watch it and print it out so that you have something to check off, because there's things on here that you could probably already check off. It's not like Elite was, where you're like, I'm not even an Emerald coach yet. I'm not even going to think about Elite. It's different now. And I want you all, if you're in this to build, to try this. Okay, your turn.
Oh, that's great. I didn't even know that either.
I just educated myself today in the car.
I knew they changed the rules, but I didn't know I didn't know all the details, and I probably still don't. So I will check that out and print it out for sure. Okay, so we don't really have a ton tonight. Andy and I were just like, what do we want to talk about? And we thought we would talk about some of the things that I feel like come up in a lot of the questions for people. And so I thought we could talk like through, oh my goodness, what's happening? Sorry. Okay, what's going on? I thought we could talk about some of those things, like how to have the same filter. What are some good apps? How to make a video? What are the good programs? How to find music? Some of the stuff that might seem, and you might already know how, but for coaches that are new or coaches that are old, I think it's all just kind of a nice refresher of like, what should you fill your computer with? What should you, or fill your phone with to really set you up for success, to have all the things done for Beachbody, in essence, right? Yeah. Okay, so why don't we start with let's talk about lights and crafting the right picture. Andy, you kind of wanted to talk about the photo.
Yeah, so we touched on this a little bit last week because we were talking about Instagram things, but you guys, the visual is really important, and making sure that it's well lit is really important. So finding certain, if you are in a rhythm where every morning you're talking about your workout and that's working for you and you have a really solid message with that, make sure the photo isn't the same selfie every morning. Make sure you have a spot that's with a window facing on you, or if it's dark, you need to have a light on you when you take that photo. But on top of that, also using the same filter. So there's a couple different apps you can use. I would recommend not just picking a filter that Instagram offers through all of theirs, but actually using an app. So an app that I was using for a long time is called Snapseed. And you all know I'm not good with tech stuff. So if I give you a recommendation, it's user-friendly, I promise. So Snapseed, you can kind of create your own filter so that when people go to your page, your whole aesthetic is similar all throughout. So if you are taking a picture that's dark, like I changed my filter when I started working out at 5 a.m. because it wasn't translating with the lighting in my house and I needed to brighten it. So that's what makes it better than the filters that Instagram gives you, because you can lighten it more and such. But more than the picture, I really wanted to talk about the content and how to craft a post. I've been doing a lot of lurking around at other coaches and newer coaches that seem to have solid followings that are growing, and like how are they getting their message out? How often are they posting before and afters? What is their caption looking like? Because things change all the time in social media and I want to know what's translating. So I'll go and I'll look at different coaches and I will see how many comments they're actually getting on a post, and then try to figure out like what is the difference maker from what they said to how I'm wording things. What sort of questions are they putting at the beginning that like capture people's attention versus the way that I've been doing it? And one thing that has really stuck out to me is I tend to say I a lot in my posts because I'm telling my story, right? And that's super important. But starting your caption where the first few lines they can see on Instagram is all they're going to see, and you're either going to capture them those first couple lines or you're going to lose them and they're going to keep going. It needs to be about them. You need to have a question that's posed to your audience. So really thinking about who am I trying to reach today? And what I do, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at this, you guys, by any means. I'm like, this is something I do at least once a week, trying to go and figure out how can I make my wording better. So anything I say, don't think I'm over here like, oh, I have it all figured out, because I don't. But I try to think about where I was before Beachbody came into my life. And if I read something, would that be annoying to me? Because this is just how my mind works. And would I be like, God, I just don't want to? Or would it bring me in? Like, would it speak to me? So be really intentional, especially with those first couple lines, so that people stop and read. And if it is a story that I found one thing that's working well for me, again, that I kind of saw other people doing, is if I'm going to go into a story that is about me and there's no way around saying like me and I and whatever, what is those first 3 lines going to look like that again will make people want to read what I'm going to say? So think about that. Last week, just as simple as saying fun fact, I had a pretty decent post that had a lot of people messaging me about it and engaging. And I'm like, oh, that was kind of fun. And I took that from somebody else, I'll be honest, just those 2 little words of like fun fact, and people like, oh, well, what is she going to talk about? And I shared a story about me. So those few lines in the beginning are important. The other thing is just the structure of the post in general. It doesn't always have to be the same. Make sure it's your voice coming through, but in the beginning, you want to hook people so that they want to read the rest. In the middle, you want to have really good, whether it's a story or something inspiring or something motivating or something that's going to tug on somebody's heart. And at the end, you want to wrap it up either in a call to action or something that is going to leave them wanting to know more about you, learn more about you, or join you. So really think about that whole structure every time you write a post. I feel like gone are the days where you can just like throw up a picture and call it a day. So like I said last week, this is something that I've been working on every day, to not wait till the evening when I'm like scrambling and I just throw up a picture of my kids and hope it works. Like that worked for me on Facebook for a really long time. It doesn't translate on Instagram anymore. And the other side of that, and if you watched the video I posted about Instagram the other day, she even said, on Instagram, you can have just, not every post needs to be this long wordy thing. Like that's not what Instagram is. So it's not what I'm saying. But if you do just post a picture with a short, sweet, to the point, that also needs to be well thought out, whether it's something funny, whether it's, something that people can relate to, something they're going to, again, you want to go and see more from your page. So really be intentional about that. And like we always say, try to stay away from the Beachbody lingo. I almost feel like this is a little annoying because I look at like doTERRA and I look at these other companies where they can just say doTERRA and they can just say all these things. But I feel like in what we do, it's a turnoff to people. And I don't totally know why that is in the land of Beachbody, but it is. So dropping names like Beachbody and Transform 20 and Shakeology, find your other buzzwords that are your buzzwords that you use consistently. So if you call it your go-go juice, continue to call it your go-go juice. Don't call it your unicorn crack next week. Like call it the same thing every time. When you are talking about Shakeology, what do you call it? Keep it the same thing all of the time. And yeah, is this helpful for you guys? I would suggest go and follow other coaches, and not just coaches. The other thing that I've been doing is following other accounts that I'm just naturally attracted to. And I will look at their posts, and if they have a post that has a ton of comments, I'm fine tooth combing that post to try to figure out what was it that she said that grabbed their attention. Not so that I can steal what she said, but so I can figure out the rhythm of it, So do that. What would you naturally be attracted to if you weren't trying to run a business on social media? See how they're doing it and, rise to the occasion. The reason that I wanted to talk to you guys about this is I somehow came across a newer coach. I have no idea who she is. I've never heard her name in my life, which was intriguing to me. She has a really good following. I kind of traced her back. I'm pretty sure I know who her upline is because their pages are super similar. And she posts transformations all of the time, but her images are really spot on. So it's not just like, before and afters all over the place, but she's got them sprinkled in really well. Almost every single post is her sharing her story, a little bit of her story, a lot of her story, a medium-sized part of her story, but she's really good at getting the point across of why she's there, what she has to offer, and how she can help the person reading. That's really important to connect all of those dots for people. You are going to feel redundant. I've talked to a lot of coaches who are like, well, I just shared my story last week, or I just shared my story yesterday. That's okay. Share it if I'm part of it. Share it again. I share my story till I'm blue in the face because you guys, there's new people coming on your page all of the time. So there's always going to be new people. The other thing that I did last week that I've seen work well for other people is if you are actively pursuing increasing your following, then after you reach a certain point that you set a goal and you get there and you have that many new followers, then do a, hey, I want to, reintroduce myself sort of post. Like, hey, thanks for all. I noticed I have a lot of new eyes on my page. I just want to introduce myself. That's a perfect opportunity for you to tell the whole story again. Make sure, again, you have a good image. Like you put on your makeup that day. That's hard for me. I don't do that most days. And you paid attention to what you're wearing, and it's not just like some random photo you found on your phone, It's really super important to stay consistent in that on your social media. I feel like now more than ever, because of the way that Instagram platform is, it's even more important. And you guys, if you're inviting the way that we're teaching you to invite, through the Success Club tracker, then your social media needs to be portraying you constantly because you're the brand, not Beachbody, not Transform 20, not Shakeology. And then it'll connect, and then people won't be weird and they won't say weird things to you. They'll be like, oh, I get it. You know, I've been watching you. Thank you. And last little tidbit, and then I'm going to throw it back to Kim, is share the good, the bad, and the ugly, you guys, but wrap it up with the pretty Beachbody bow of positivity. I shared some struggles that I've been having this week, and every time I decided to share about it, I thought really long and hard about how I was going to share it so that it didn't just come across as like complaining or poor me. How does all of this help me through it? Because when you're taking care of yourself, there's always the silver lining there that you can share when you're focusing on your health and fitness. So pretty much any struggle I have, I can always relate it back to, well, I'm going to go do my workout now and that's going to help. But opening up and sharing those parts of you that are not pretty and, you know, they're raw and real, I feel like I have so many more conversations going this week because of that. And it's like these people who I didn't even know they've been watching me, and now they want to talk about whether or not I have depression. And it's crazy, but if you continue to share your story in and out, and I even have people, you guys, who have reached out to me and said, I don't understand why you share the way that you do. And I just come back publicly and privately in the message and I say, look, I am an open book. I am very true to who I am, whether I'm talking to you on social media or whether you're my best friend sitting in my living room on my couch. And if I'm not feeling like rainbows and sunshine, I'm not going to fake it. So, you know, if you ever work with me, then I'm going to be straight up and real with you always, because that's where my heart is. And I feel like if you stay consistent with who you are on your social media, in your messaging all of the time, the right people are going to connect to you on your team and in your challenge groups.
Boom. Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. No, that's great. Great. Who's the new girl that you found? What's her name?
What's her name? Heather? I can't think of her last name. I'll have to go look her up because she's probably in my search bar.
Is it Shipley?
Something. No. Have you been following Shipley?
Yeah. She's an up-down line from the blonde girl who just spoke, who just blew up. And then her up.
Favre.
Yeah.
She's the Favre girl.
But if you look at her and Favre and Ashley Molstead, you see nothing but transformations all day long. And it's so funny. When we started, we were like, don't post transformations. And now it's like, have as many, like, take photos, have the photos, because it's so rad. Like, I was actually just perusing, and Andrea Hilton just did a before and after of her doing a move on the first day and her move doing it on the right now. And it's just stuff like that is so awesome to have. And I feel like you don't always know that as a new coach. That's a one thing, you know, and set up on your phone a little like album that says like great for BB. Like, I have a transformation file, and I have a great like face on file, and I just like put stuff in there that, you know, so then that way it's organized. And because I feel like that's half the battle. Don't spend your time going through your photos if you have some sort of system.
And that's another thing, when you're taking your picture in the morning, or after you work out, if that's like a picture that you're taking, think about the angle and all of it when you're taking it, so that you can use those as before and afters. I've been using those a lot lately because I'm like, oh, I don't need to go get ready. I'm just going to use this one, because if it's a post-workout photo, I feel like it works. So when you're not trying to like come up with that. The other app that I use a lot, I use an app called Moldiv for the actual side-by-side, because you can change the sizing of the photos easier, I feel like, than other apps. And then I put it into Snapseed to put the filter on. I know there's like a ton of different apps out there, but those are the ones that I prefer. And then if you have an iPhone, it saves it on your phone. So I don't even have a separate album. I just go to the Moldiv album, and it's all my before and afters. They're just all there from forever. So I don't have to search for them. So you'll grow your photos from, like, I have my photos from 5 years ago, and I always use the same ones. I don't have that many photos from them because I didn't like taking photos of myself. So, but it's okay to reuse those. That's the other thing. For a long time, I felt like I can't use that photo again. I've used it 900 times. That's okay. Like, that's where I was. I can't go back in time and take more photos of myself. So just use what you have. And sometimes I'll go back in my Facebook and just scroll through and be like, oh, that's a really good old shot of me. My best friend sent me one from college the other day. I'm like, ooh, that's a good one. Thanks. So think about it, because, I don't know. I know not everybody's story is like mine. You don't have like, my photos were bad, but you get the gist.
They weren't bad. It's okay. It's okay. I think all photos back in the day were bad. Let's be real. We didn't have, they're not bad. But yeah, and so another thought is if you're someone who you are really passionate about something, rather than spend time putting it into like a quote, go live. Use it as an opportunity to go live. And if you have, this is just like a new thing that I started doing as of like literally, I don't even know, 6, 7, 8, 10 days ago. Go live on Facebook and on Instagram. I know that means that you have to have 2 forms of something, but if you have an iPad, if you have a computer, you can go live on both platforms. Then you can save that and then put it on your IGTV. And now you've just basically polluted the world with your message. And there's just, oh goodness me. I know. You're just gassing the goo. But that's another little trick is, save the message, but make sure your message is something good. Like I would say it's very rare. I'm going to have a visitor here in 2.5 seconds. I would say it's very rare that my message is about Beachbody. It's okay, Hats. It's okay. It's okay. But my message is usually about, something else. It's about, whatever, life and all the things. But the more you can let people in that way, I feel like the better. So whether you are really into, maybe you love your face routine, or you love this book you're reading, just take stuff. I listen to Brendon Burchard probably every morning, and I basically just take what he teaches me, and that's what I use for my live videos. Pretty much that's been happening now for, I don't know, quite a while. Sure, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, sweetie. So try to utilize as many different avenues as you can in one setting, if that makes sense. Like, try to use what you can. Share your food collage in your stories every day, letting people in on what you're eating. And don't be afraid to use Shakeology and Energize and verbiage, not Beachbody verbiage, but all those things in your stories, because people are wanting you to let them in on your life, not in some weird facade way. And I feel like stories has to be that realness. That's what's going to let people in on the good stuff. You know what I mean? So, and again, because you're being authentic and real in your posts, and you're not wasting their time on silly things in your posts, they're going to see the what's the word I'm looking for? They're going to believe you in the kind of character that you are, because you're being real in your post. So they're going to go look that up and see, and you're going to, match up, so to speak. Does that make sense? Just ramble.
Do you guys have any questions about it? I feel like we've been talking about social media a lot. It's just a big deal, I suppose. We just want to help you guys out.
Another little thing, an easy tip, if you have bad lighting or you work out in the morning, get the social light. It's like $12 on Amazon. And that darn thing, I'm telling you, it's like an instant game changer in your photos. It's like instantly you're bright and exciting, and it's 4 a.m. You know what I mean? So, and you can use it when you're filming videos. You can use it anytime. But that's like a really so it's like this. I think it's called the social light, but it's only just the little one that like clips to your phone. And then as far as like a lot of people ask about the workout videos. I think Andy, you were even asking the other day, like when you make so I don't know what everyone else does. I just take like 6 clips and call it a day. So I stop and go. So I only take like, you know, I'll take like 6 or 7 clips, stop and go. I don't press pause. I just quickly run, pause, quickly run, go. I feel like there's a moment. There's like a beat in there that you can do that. And then I just upload all of them up into VideoShop. I make them only, 10 seconds long each. Then I speed them up to 2.0, add the music. And as far as music goes, I just download on iTunes royalty-free music and just go find albums that you like, music that you like, especially because Instagram actually is broken for me and it doesn't work and I can't add music. So I really have SOL in that area. But I just add some royalty-free music and then it's probably like 40 seconds, but when you upload it into your stories, it just makes it into 4 videos or 3 videos or whatever. And then you can use that and you can like cut that into, you can go back and add them and make them, I really like a filter in stories. So sometimes I'll go back into VideoShop and upload those again with the words. And then now I have like the same feel, because all the filters are the same, so to speak.
She's a lot more crafty than I am. It was driving me nuts to stop and whatever with T20 because it's so fast and I was getting frustrated that I was worrying more about my videos than actually getting a good workout. So what I started doing was just filming, just on the regular video filming on my phone. Just like in the middle, after the warm up, wherever I feel like, okay, we're going to get to something good, I just film it. And then I just throw it into stories. But if say I filmed for 2 minutes, it'll break it up into all those little 15-second things in your story. So then I just pick and choose which ones I want, proof them, pick and choose what I want, add the wording, and then away I go. For me, that was a lot less time. I've done the VideoShop thing, and that's the other app. That is the app that I use when I do videos. But in the morning, I'm like, at a time and I have too many little people needing me. And I've found that this is just me personally, just to give you guys another perspective on what might work for you. It's just easier for me to throw them in that way. I don't filter my videos, so I never even thought about that. I add words and then I'm done with it. So whatever is going to work better for you, but definitely stay consistent in what you do. But maybe you're like me, maybe you were pausing and stopping and worrying about your videos and then not getting the calorie burn that you want. Like, that's not what we're here for. I had to tell myself that. This is not what we're here for. Not just for a story. So let's get the workout, make that the priority. And if you have little kids or dogs or whatever, I feel like doing it this way, I'm capturing a lot more of like the real life now because it's just going and my kids are whatever. And then more people are like saying stuff about it because people like to see the weird and the real, People don't want to see this perfectly crafted video all the time. Like, we're not on set with Shanti. You know what I mean? That's what I tell myself, at least, because my videos are a hot mess, but works for me. What else?
I sometimes will do a combination of all of what both you guys do, or I'll wait till the very end and I'll just do some of the moves that I liked that I felt like I could show nicely. I'll do those ones again and then upload them. And I swear I spend more time posting after my workout than any other time. Like, I was telling my husband, I was like, man, Monday mornings, I'm on it. Like, my posts are good. I'm like 25 stories before 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm like, it's like 5 o'clock at night. I'm like, wait, have I even been on social media since this morning? No. So I need to get more like consistent with how I feel Monday morning, like carrying through to Friday night and Saturday, because those are the days where I'm like, oh, what am I gonna say today? I just like want it to be over this week.
That's one thing that's been helping me with the Success Club tracker, with just remembering, like, oh yeah, of course we're all pretty good about the workout clips, but how often am I showing a different meal? Like, for me, not very often. So it's been reminding me I could just show a meal. That'd be good. So hopefully that'll help too. And the recognition part, that's another thing, because I go in and out of being consistent with that. When I'm going through the challenge group tracker app at night, I will take screenshots. If I'm working on my computer, I take it from my computer or from my phone, whatever. And then, like today, I texted my friend. I said, hey, I really loved what you had to say. about getting into your too small tank tops. Can I post that on my stories? And I got her permission. She said, sure. So I'm going to throw that in the story tonight. But that's showing that it's not just working for you. It's working for people in the group too. That's recognizing them. I can tag her, whatever. Always ask for permission or block out the person's name if they don't want to be, on blast. But I feel like those are really helpful too, to highlight, like, we're always inviting to our groups and talking about our groups, but showing more of what that means and what that looks like and what the community is like and what other people are saying, not just us. I think it's good. And I love that that is on the Success Club tracker to remind me every day, let's recognize somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I need to print those out. Hold me to it.
Okay, I will.
I had a quick question. I know we're talking about like remembering to post and all that kind of stuff. I posted this really quick before the call started, but has anybody used like an automatic post app where you like write the post and then you can link it and it'll just automatically post whenever you want, kind of like in Challenge Tracker?
A long time ago I used one, and they always said that those didn't do as well with the algorithm, so I stopped using it.
Okay.
I write a lot of my posts ahead of time now, just in my notes, and then I'm like, okay, it's 7 o'clock, I want to post an hour, 6 o'clock, and I'll just copy and paste. Even the night before, I've been writing a lot of my morning posts, and then I just am, because I was like Tara, taking too much time in the morning just to post. I'm like, I need to write it at night for the next morning, and then it's done, but I don't schedule it.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Maggie just shared about an app.
Yeah, and I use it to plan out, like, to try and plan out my posts. I've gotten really bad about it, but I don't actually let it post for me, mainly because my Instagram's not a like business Instagram account, and you have like it has to be a business account for it to automatically post. But my phone, like, I'll set what time I want. I'll have written it all out and everything, and my phone will just be like, hey, you're due to post on Instagram, and then I just copy and paste it and upload it.
Oh, wow, that's cool. At least it reminds you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm loving the analytics of it. Like, it's so cool.
That's what I want to do it for. I want to know that, I feel like just knowing the hashtags that are being effective for you is everything.
Yeah. So what's also really cool is you can look at other people's posts. They have this thing called Sneaky Peek. And you can look at other people. So even if it's like just like another, say, nurse or mom of four or whatever, you can look and see what hashtags they're using, and you can like that are working well for them, and then like save them and steal some of them and sprinkle them through. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's rad.
Because that's definitely another thing I've been doing is not being sneaky Pete, just going and looking at what hashtags other people are using.
Yeah. But it'll do it it'll like pull up their top 3 sets of hashtags. It'll pull up like what their color palette is, what times they're posting, like gives you so much information.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I need to check that out.
I need to watch your video. Thank you.
I mean, I only talked about it for like a hot second. So if you guys want me to talk about it more at some time, I can go live in the group and like actually talk about it. But it's definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
I know like Rachel Hollis uses Planoly, which is like a similar one. And I didn't like it as much. And this one gives you more with the analytics, which is what I really like about it. It was like $15 for 3 months. Like, it's really much.
Yeah, it's cool. Need to try. Well, any other questions that you guys have? I know we're going to try to wrap it up by 7:15.
Yes. And if you guys have questions throughout the week or things that you want to talk about on the calls, let us know, because we're always like, what should we talk about tonight? What does everybody want to hear? Because we want it to be good information that's helpful for you guys. So definitely let us know if you have a topic you want us to dive
into.
Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate it.
Good question.
No?
No.
All right.
Sounded like somebody did underwater. All right. Well,
Well, let's make it a great week, you guys. I'll try not to keep blowing up the team page with things. I get on a hot one. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post that. Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to, I don't want to post so much that you guys don't watch and listen.
no.
All good information.
Good. All right, guys.
Okay.
Get some rest, everybody. Oh, and for Friday, let's
Okay, let's talk about it more.
let's post, we'll start a thread in the team page about suggestions. I mean, I don't know that it'll be perfect for everybody, but maybe we can do like a majority rules time to do it. I mean, I know I was the one who said I didn't want to do the hour long on Saturday, but if everybody else votes for doing that, like I can be a team player.
So we are going to do the hour long together.
I think we should try.
But we would do it on Friday.
So we are going to do it on Friday.
No, we're still talking. We don't know. Because I don't know if we all know. I don't know what time we would do it. I don't know. We were thinking it would be helpful.
I want to. That's what I said Saturday. I think I wanted to on Saturday. But
If we do it,
no,
if more of you
this
show
past
up if we do it on Saturday, is that easier? Is that what we're thinking, that it's just going to be easier if we do it Saturday?
I know. It doesn't matter to me. I was just saying on Saturday that I wanted to at the Tribe Live on Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Well, let's see what's out there, and we'll go from there.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Are we going to have a challenge tracker for the spring fling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not till next week, right? Yeah.
Next week will be prep week.
Yeah, next week. Okay. All right, I have to run because this baby needs to.
Okay.
I need a pacifier. I know. Your life's so hard. Okay.
I'm taking a picture. Ready? Get in here, Kim. Yay. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.